Imagine winning a Grammy, selling 7 million albums, being compared to Aretha Franklin, and then just disappearing. 15 years later, Duffy is finally coming back, and what she's been hiding will change the way you see everything. In 2008, a 23-year-old girl from a tiny village in Wales walked onto the world stage. And nobody, not the critics, not the industry, not even she herself, was ready for what happened next. Her name was Amy Ann Duffy. She grew up between Gwynedd and Pembrokeshire, two of the quietest, most remote corners of Wales. No famous family, no industry connections. Just a voice that didn't sound like it belonged to 2008 at all. It sounded like it belonged to 1965. Raw, soulful, aching, like she had lived 3 lifetimes before most people her age had even figured out who they were. When her debut album Rockferry dropped in March 2008, it didn't just chart, it dominated. #1 in the UK in its first week. 68 million copies sold in Britain alone, 7 million worldwide. The 4th best-selling album on the entire planet that year, sitting alongside artists with massive label machines, massive budgets, massive teams behind them. Duffy had none of that. She just had the songs. Then came Mercy, and everything exploded. If you were alive in 2008, you remember that bass line. You remember that voice cutting through the radio and making you stop whatever you were doing. Mercy hit #1 in the UK within 7 days of release. It stayed there for 5 weeks. It topped charts in over 12 countries. Critics scrambled to find comparisons. Aretha Franklin, Dusty Springfield, The Supremes. She didn't just feel like a new artist. She felt like a rediscovery. Like music had been missing something for 40 years and nobody realized it until Duffy opened her mouth. The awards came fast and heavy. 3 Brit Awards in a single night, a Grammy, an Ivor Novello. She quietly made history too, becoming the first Welsh woman to reach #1 on the UK singles chart since Bonnie Tyler back in 1983, 25 years between them. A second album followed in 2010. A third was announced. By every measure, every chart, every industry standard, Duffy was untouchable. And then she was gone. No farewell, no explanation of any kind. In 2011, Duffy simply ceased to exist in public life. Performances were cancelled, music stopped coming. She disappeared from red carpets, from interviews, from every space where her face had once been everywhere, and left nothing behind but silence. The music world moved on, because that's what it always does. New artists rose, new sounds took over, but the question never went away. Quietly, stubbornly, it kept resurfacing. What happened to Duffy? Some assumed burnout. She had spoken openly during her peak years about being borderline on a nervous breakdown, about asking herself whether she even wanted to continue. The pressure of sudden, enormous fame had clearly taken a toll. A break made sense, but a year became 2, 2 became 5, 5 became nearly 10. People who had worked with her said she simply didn't want to be found. No label could reach her. Nobody could pull her back. She had made a decision, and she was holding to it with a grip nobody could explain or break. For almost a decade, Duffy remained one of music's most haunting disappearances. No answers, no closure, just an empty space where one of the greatest voices of her generation used to be. And then, in February 2020, she broke her silence. She posted on Instagram, and what she wrote, in plain, devastating language, stopped the world. Many of you wonder what happened to me. The truth is, I was raped and drugged and held captive over some days. Of course I survived. The recovery took time. There's no light way to say it. But the full story, the true weight of it, came 2 months later in a personal essay she published herself. And what she described was something nobody was prepared for. It was her birthday. She was 26 years old. She was drugged at a restaurant by someone she trusted, then put on a plane, taken to a foreign country, held captive for 4 weeks, raped in a hotel room by a man who made, in her own words, veiled confessions of wanting to kill her. When the 4 weeks ended, he flew her back to the UK and continued to drug her in her own home for another 4 weeks. She escaped, but she told no one. Not her management, not her friends, not her family. She carried all of it completely alone. The experience left her suicidal. She moved 5 times in 3 years, always running, never feeling safe. She went weeks at a time without seeing another human being. She eventually went to the police, but wrote that she felt petrified every day that followed, terrified of being mishandled, terrified of it leaking, terrified that going public would cost her her life. The attacker has never been named, never faced public justice. As far as the world knows, he's still out there, and Duffy, Grammy-winning, record-breaking, world-famous Duffy, spent the best years of her life hiding, surviving, rebuilding herself from nothing in total silence, while the rest of the world wondered where she went. She wrote, "Rape stripped me of my human rights, to experience a life with autonomy from fear. That is why she disappeared. Not burnout, not ego, not a label dispute, that is why. But here's what makes Duffy's story different from a tragedy. She didn't stay down. In 2025, a remix of Mercy quietly appeared, a UK garage rework with dance artist Emom. And inside the TikTok promoting it, Duffy appeared on camera for the first time in over a decade. Brief, a lip sync, a wink to the camera, 30 seconds, but it sent her fans into complete disbelief because she was there, she was present, she was smiling. Then in March 2026, Disney Plus announced a full feature-length documentary, Duffy's story, told by Duffy herself on camera for the very first time. Her childhood in Wales, her rise to the top, and the years of darkness the world never witnessed. Disney's head of content said publicly, "She has entrusted us with her story. We have a huge responsibility to handle this with care and sensitivity." Because she's speaking about what happened to her for the first time. The first time, after 15 years, and then just days ago, Duffy posted on Instagram again. A secret gig. London, July 5th. Small capacity. Free ballot. New songs. Her first live performance in 15 years. Think about what that means. The last time Duffy stood on a stage, she was still carrying a secret that was destroying her from the inside. This time, she stands on that stage having survived it, having told her truth, having chosen, on her own terms, to come back. This isn't just a comeback. This is what survival actually looks like. The girl from Wales is coming home. Duffy's story is still unfolding. The documentary is coming. The new music is coming. And on July 5th in London, that voice the world has been missing for 15 years will finally be heard again live. If this moved you, share it with someone who remembers her. And subscribe to Celeb's Flashback, because this is exactly the kind of story that deserves to be told.